is all along the border on a Thursday night. This is exciting Imperial Valley football brought to you live on Valley Sports Network, your sports source for Imperial Valley. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome here to Birger Field. This is Vic Carrillo along with Mike Swearingen providing the color commentary as the battle for the Desert League Championship involving the hosting Holtville Vikings and the visiting and surprising Calipatria Hornets. Holtville comes in undefeated with a 9-0 one-loss record, and not far behind them with only one loss, but 7 victories are the Calipatria Hornets. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let me introduce the dean of all coaches from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and into the new decade, Mike Swearingen.
I'm 3 days older than Jesus, I think, Vic. But it ought to be could be a very, very good ball game. In all honesty, at this point in time, everybody knows that Calipat has not played a real strong schedule. Army-Navy knocked them off, and Holtville has played the harder schedule. So if you just look at it, you would say, of course, in the home field, Holtville would be favored.
Well, Holtville has a lot of tools, but let's talk about that Calipat. Well, let's go back to Holtville since they're the hosting school and the success that Jason Turner has enjoyed. He's been coaching over 20 years. This is his 8th season at Holtville as the head coach. Last year, they went 1-4 to start out the preseason, and then they've been on a 16-game winning streak since then, winning the Division 5 CIF championship in the San Diego section. What can you tell us about Holtville?
Well, first of all, Coach Turner, I thank the world and all of because what you see is what you get. And I asked him before the game, Vic, I said, how do you feel, first of all, about being moved up next year into the IVL? And he said, Coach, he said, it raises the bar, it gives us something to shoot for. And I asked him where he thought he would be seated, and he said he thought that they would be seated number 2 in Division 3, right behind Central. And it's the same Coach Turner I've known forever. Not afraid to play anybody, not going to back down from anybody. And his players like playing for him.
Well, is it official that the Holtville Vikings will be moving up to the Imperial Valley League next season? And the Southwest Eagles will be dropping down. Now let's talk about Calipat and the Hornets and their head coach in his second year, Tony Leon, an outstanding wrestling coach at Raleigh, and that wrestling mantra has been instilled here with the Calipatria Hornets as they've raced out of the chutes to a 7-1 one-loss record.
Tony, great motivator, and it's very good at getting kids out. That's very evident. And of course, this year, what's really helped is, in all honesty, the addition of Coach Rick Stewart.
Okay, we're talking about the coaches, but you got to have the horses, and you've got to fit the offensive scheme to the horses that you have.
Exactly.
You can't put a square peg through a round hole.
We got the national anthem, Vic.
We'll pause now for the recognition of the United States of America with a playing of the national anthem by the outstanding Holtville High School Marching Band. We're back live here at Birger Field with 5:20 remaining here in the pregame show with the Holtville Vikings just being serenaded and the audience to the national anthem by the great Holtville Marching Band. And now we'll get set, Mike, as we come back to talk about these two teams. When was the last time that you can remember that the Calipatria Hornets and the Holtville Vikings were playing for the league championship under the guise of the Axe game?
Well, 2016. And that's when I was coaching at Calipat, and we came over here and we upset them. And when you know this, Vic, in rivalry games, you can throw out records. You can throw out records, and in this case, you got two excellent records. And in 2016, the records were the same in whatever, but you can throw them all out.
Well, let's enlighten our viewing audience about the types of offenses that both these teams have utilized to get their measured success in this season. First, let's go with the Calipatria Hornets running that wing T
out of the gun
behind the running of quarterback dual threat Dominic Hawk.
Yes, yeah. Dominic is grandson of Judy and Robert Vista, and he does a great job. And it's a single wing out of the gun, and it gives him the ability, where he is in that short gun, to be able to see. He's got the RPO almost on every play.
Well, he's worked it to perfection thus far this season as he's scored 26 rushing touchdowns, placing him near the top in the San Diego CIF section, plus 2 touchdowns, 1 on a kickoff return and the last on a punt return.
He's a tremendous athlete.
Now we switch over to the Holtville side of the ball. They run a big offense where they utilize 8 offensive linemen to start the game.
You bet.
And strong running backs in Armas and Hector Sanchez, and the quarterback of Alonso Cuevas, who's come back after sitting out 3 games due to an ankle injury. A standout wide receiver when they go to the spread offense in Alan Carrillo. Tell us about Holtville's offense.
Okay, and you're right, Vic. When they use the 8 offensive linemen, the Coach Turner calls it his heavy set. And there's basically about 3 plays out of it, and it's here we come, stop us. And you've got Smitty Hilfiger and leading through, and like we talked when you and I did the Vincent game, he can lead through, he can trap, and he can kick out.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's captains for both the Calipatria and Holtville teams. For Calipat, you have number 3, Dominic Hawk, number 15, Oscar Lopez, and number 25, Jordan Potter. For the Holtville Vikings, it's all seniors. Number 6, Hector Sanchez, number 15, Andres Fregoso, number 50, Carlos Cancillo, and number 73, Smith Hilfiger. Tonight's referees representing the Imperial Valley Football Officials Association. Wearing the white hat is the head referee, Gene Martin. The umpires, James Bentley. The head linesman is Lloyd James. The line judge is Roman Rubio. And the back judge is Hector Tarango. An outstanding officiating crew assigned tonight by official president John Seaman. So tell us, what can we look forward in tonight's game?
Well, I talked to Coach Turner before the game, and he said he was going to open with a heavy set. And I'll tell you, there's nothing more demoralizing if a team is running the ball down your throat. It eats the clock up, and they take it down the field on you, and you can't stop them. So he said he's going to give it a try, just what he did to Vincent. Okay, Mike, you have an open mic tonight. You can chime in anytime you want. You can take over play-by-play. No. Sell cars on the sidelines and pass out towels in the locker room. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Vic Carrillo filling in for Ron Rubio here with Valley Sports Network as we get set for the kickoff. Holtville winning the toss. They've elected to receive. They'll be on the eastern end of Birger Field. It runs in an east-west direction, and kicking off with no breeze tonight behind their back, but kicking east will be the Calipatria Hornets. Beautiful night for football, too. Beautiful. And handling the kickoff duties for Calipat, is number 9. That's Angel Maitorena, a senior. Kickoff taken by number 44, Castillo, coming to the outside, loses his footing,
and tripped up at just shy of the 30-yard line.
Yep. Nice return. Nice. Kind of a little more than a pooch kick and a decent return.
So the Holtville Vikings will go with their big formation on the line. Left to right will be Abraham Opadaca, number 59, Nico Trujillo, Ian Suarez, the center, Emiliano Jimenez, Carlos Cancillo, Ronnie Savert, and Damian Felix.
And there it is.
It kind of looks like a rugby scrum,
Oh,
moving that pile.
It's Woody Hayes, 3 yards in a cloud of dust sort of thing.
The skill positions are quarterback Alonso Cuevas, number 4. The fullback is Braden Terrell, number 22. And the fullback is their offensive lineman on their spread formation, Smith Hilfiger. And the one halfback is Hector Sanchez. Second running play, but it seems like the Calipat defense
did a good job.
For that.
Boy, they collapsed on it in a hurry. Holtville's going at a hurry-up pace.
Big block by Hilfiger, number 73. And off to the races is number 6, Hector Sanchez, pulled down from behind by number 12, free safety, Caleb
There it
Spence.
is.
Caleb comes into tonight's game with 20 tackles to his credit on the season, and that was a touchdown-saving tackle there, catching him from behind. No huddle offense.
There it is.
Alonso Cuevas with a call. Hand off to number 5, Armas. Armas breaking off the left tackle behind Nico Trujillo's block, and he's got those legs.
Great effort.
Brought down by number 2, Oscar Lopez, a defensive end. He comes into the game with 28 tackles, but it'll be a 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line. Straight dive to Sanchez.
There he's in. There's 6. And that, in all honesty, Vic, is very demoralizing to a defense to have it happen that quick.
And that's a correction. That was Enrique Armas, number 5.
Right.
A junior running back comes into the game with over 1,000 yards rushing. And with a 10:21 mark, if you just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, we have people here in the stands that haven't even had a chance to drink their soda pop or get their first
or sit down
or popcorn. And a dive off the left side.
2-point conversion.
Two-point conversion, and just like that, Holtville jumps out to an 8-0 lead as they draw first blood with 10:21 remaining here in the first quarter.
Yep. And it's just like we talked about on that heavy set.
Tonight's game brought to you by Keystone HR. Need top talent fast? Keystone HR connects you with skilled professionals ready to work. Keystone HR, your key to success. Call us today at 760-357-2929. CR&R, need reliable waste disposal? CR&R Waste Management has you covered. Our eco-friendly services keep your community clean and green. Visit crnrwasteservices.com, the face of a greener generation. Well, let's see how the Calipatria Hornets rebound and respond to that quick hitting drive.
That's going to be a big one.
Ball taken by number 1. That's Juan Perez, the wingback, trying to look for a running room, and trapped inside the 30, pushed back to the 26-yard line. So
very good coverage.
Excellent kickoff coverage. So let's see what the Calipat Hornets have behind the running ability of Dominic Hark. He comes into the game with 108 rushes for 1,420 yards and 26 TDs on the ground. He's in the top 3 in San Diego County.
And neither team, Vic, is going to change and do. They're going to do exactly what they've done all season.
Well, as John Moreno would say, you got to dance with who brung you.
There you go.
Hey, Mike,
I'm
coming up with the quips and quotes.
That dog does hunt.
Okay. Hawk bucking outside linebacking position, so it'll be a 2nd and a short 4 here in the first quarter. Quick handoff.
No,
Pitch. No.
fake. Now,
Well, he faked
Vic,
me out.
what you're seeing for people watching, if you had the quarterback under center, he would reverse out and ride the belly, and all he's doing is running belly out of the wing T belly out of the short gun.
Well, that was inside linebacker number 15, Andres Fregoso, with the tackle. Axel Gomez, Raul Briseño, Braxton Buscaglia, Jaden Robles, Frank Barcelo, Andres Fragoso that made that tackle, Isael Miranda, along with Santiago Cerezo, Jackson Urangaray, Marcos Garcia, Luis Mariano Diaz, Fernando Urin, Juan Carlos Castillo, and Smith Hilfiger will all be seeing defensive duty tonight.
Yep. We got a penalty.
5-yard penalty, still third down.
Offensively, the Hornets go with Dominic Hawk at quarterback. He's joining the backfield with number 1, Juan Perez, 15, Osmar Lopez, 25, Jordan Potter, and number 12, Caleb Spence, along with number 5.
And it's now 3rd and 10.
I need to make a special announcement. There was an envelope with some precious
The key to this particular offense is you got to really ride that back when you put the ball in his belly. You've got to convince everybody that you're giving him the ball.
CJ's got that. I like that. They'll probably be in the safe.
And what it does, it freezes linebackers. Whoa, boy, that is some defense. Woo! They were on him like a blanket.
And that was Frank Barcelo, number 14, leading the defensive pressure, along with number 15, Andres Fregoso. So it'll be 4th down, 14 yards to go. The ball inside the 25-yard line at the 22. So Maitorena is back to punt, back to receive, Jaden Castillo.
The only thing you can do to stop pursuit like that, you've got to run some misdirection.
Correction, that's Juan Carlos Castillo standing inside the 35-yard line.
Good punt.
Takes a Holtville bounce.
Holtville bounce.
And down by number 13 of the Hornets. That's
Holtville.
Well, they're continuing with that hurry-up offense.
Again, if you lost
That heavy set. Here it goes.
so that was Darrell Pollard Jr., a senior, downing that punt. So the Vikings will take over at their own 48-yard line. Quick handoff to Hector Sanchez. Sanchez behind the blocking.
That's just old-fashioned smash-mouth football. Here we come.
Ronnie
Stop it.
Sievert and Damian Felix. Big hole there, particularly by number 72, Felix, who goes at 6'3", 280 pounds.
Uh-oh, penalty.
Calipat trying to counter that heft with number 56, Aron Villarreal, inside linebacker, number 57, Bernard Thomas, and number 72, Jaden Lopez. Lopez, a big defender with 43 tackles. So it'll be a 1st and 20.
And they're still in the heavy.
This time the ball's given to Hector Sanchez. No running room.
That time it was the same play they ran just before, but this time Calipat stopped it. They filled very well. Calipat filled very, very well on that.
And that was number 57, Bernard Thomas, a sophomore, in to make that stop. He was assisted on the play by number 10, Angel Verhen. So it'll be a 2nd and 17. Shotgun formation. Cuevas looking downfield. He has a receiver.
Wide. Oh!
Briseño,
Boy, was
and
he
just
open.
off his fingertips as he was running a flag pattern.
Wow.
So that's the element of surprise off this big offense.
Oh, man, he was as open as a broke door. Ooh. Great pattern.
Well, excellent pass protection provided by Nico Trujillo, Ian Suarez, and the center, Emiliano Jimenez, along with Carlos Cancillo, as it'll be a 3rd and 17
And you hear they come the spread. You know they're throwing. Uh-oh. Calipat brought him off the corner.
And that was number 8.
Yep.
Sebastian Lopez, only a sophomore.
Good defense on
blitzing
Calipat's
from the
part.
outside.
Yes. Excellent defense on Calipat's part. They rolled him up and brought him on the blitz. There was nobody to block him. The wing released in a pattern, so there was nobody to block him.
So back to punt for the Vikings. I believe that's number 1, Raul Briseño. You know, he's a versatile athlete. He filled in at quarterback for the injured Alonso Cuevas. He plays receiver as well as running back. And there he goes. Picked off by number 12.
Yep. It was underthrown.
And that was Caleb Spence, the free safety.
Underthrown.
As the Holtville Vikings uncharacteristically turning the ball over.
Yeah.
Here with 5:30 remaining in the first quarter.
Yep.
Holtville 8, Calipat 0, and Calipat with their second offensive series of the first quarter.
You were right when you said uncharacteristic, Vic. That's true. That's not them. You're right. Now, let's see if Calipat can capitalize on this. Take it down.
Dominic Hawk at quarterback. He's got the pitch, keeps the ball, gets to the outside. He has the speed to go all the way, but
stop
just shy of the first down marker.
Now there's a great ride. That ball was in the belly, and what happened? Linebackers and the tackles had to stay and respect that. Pulled it, left it open.
So the quarterback, who does he read on the defensive end as he's coming down the line of scrimmage?
With this, in this gun, even when he's riding inside, he's looking at the defensive end. And if that defensive end collapses down, he goes, and he has a pitch man with him.
So if the defensive end, in essence, in layman terms, bites on the handoff,
right,
on the fake,
right,
or the dive, then he keeps the ball in.
Yeah. The option, Vic, is the only defense where you have to assign a man to a man. I mean, the tackles have that fullback, those defensive ends have that quarterback, those corners and outside backers have the pitch man.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the coaching guru, Mike Swearingen. So here we are late in the season. How does it impact the coaching when the players go offsides?
Me, Vic, I hated offsides, penalties worse than anything in the world because I don't know, holding penalties and stuff I could take.
What would cause that? The changing of the snap count?
Well,
if you're always going on the first
that
cut,
can contribute. And then you can have players who are just eager to get off.
Okay, they're chomping at the bit.
Yes, exactly.
Waiting for the gun to go off before they get into the sprint. Slanting pass to number 32 of the
first down.
And that was Aiden Zambrano, a senior. Good for a first down.
Fake the ride, hit the slant.
So 2 consecutive first downs here on this second offensive drive. Mike Swearingen.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see if they can continue this because if they can and put it in the end zone, we got a ball game.
Well, they're going to go behind the blocking of center, number 61, Brandon Vargas. The guards are number 53, Arturo Gonzalez, and 56, Aaron Villarreal. The tackle, 72, Jaden Lopez, and number 52, Craven Volk. Quick pitch.
He dropped
pick it up. Oh, the whistle.
Forward pass.
Was that a forward pass?
Forward pass, incomplete. Very borderline, but they called it in a hurry.
Well, the Holtville Viking, number
and he was
8,
open, Vic.
Braxton Buscaglia alertly picked it up, but waited for the whistle from Gene Martin, the referee wearing that white hat, to blow it dead.
He had some running room.
He did. So 2nd and 10
Just a little swing pattern.
for the Calipatria Hornets. Split out to the far side for the Hornets, number 12, Caleb Spence, the tight end. Pass intended for number 15, Andres Fregoso, but he never looked up as he was running a slanting pass. He might not have been the intended receiver.
I was going to say, it looked to me like somebody ran the wrong pattern or it wasn't the correct receiver. Because he was deeper than where the ball was thrown.
Well, nevertheless, the pass falls incomplete. With 3:22 remaining here in the first quarter, the Hornets faced with a 3rd and 10, the ball inside the 40-yard line down to the 34 of the Vikings. They're eastern bound, the Hornets, in their white jerseys with blue numerals.
Draw play. Oh, nice defense. Whoa, what a play. What a play.
And that was number 2, Oscar Lopez. Didn't fool anybody as number 15, Andres Fregoso, in to make that stop.
He stayed, he read the fullback, and there it was.
So,
nice defense.
They're faced with a 4th and 8, Mike. What do you think they'll be calling?
Well,
they're not going to punt.
I think it's going to be RPO action, run, pass, or option action. And to me, it's probably going to throw the ball. That's just
RPO here. I thought you were mentioning a rock group
I know.
from the 1960s.
Sounds like it. There's the pass.
Connected.
Complete. First down. Whoa, they converted.
That was number 9 for the yellow, for the Angel Maitorena, who also doubles as the kicker and punter.
That is a nice conversion. It really is.
And so utilizing the tight end running, a post pattern or just a slant end?
Yep. What he did, Vic, is he just went like on a post pattern, like you said, but right behind the backers.
In other words, so he looked for the open spot.
All right.
And right through
called
the
a
seams.
window. Yeah. You look for that open window.
Losing his footing as Dominic Hawk comes into the game with 1,420 yards rushing, 26 touchdowns.
Good Holtville defense right there.
108 carries. You know, for the first 3 games of the season, he was averaging over 5 touchdowns a game, and that put him at number 2 nationwide.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So head coach Tony Leon has really turned this program around, getting the kids, most importantly, to come out for football and to buy into his system. Straight handoff to number 2.
Yep. That time on that belly, they gave it to the fullback.
And that was Oscar Lopez running behind the blocking of Arturo Gonzalez and Brandon Vargas straight up the middle. Now, Mike, you were wanting to give a shout out and credit to one of the assistant coaches of Calipat.
To Coach Stewart. And Coach Stewart, and I'll tell you another one. That was one of my former players, Christian Pettis, young man who does a great job. Talked to him before the ball game.
So the Holtville Vikings celebrating homecoming night. How much does that impact a player's desire to do well?
They're up. They're up. Oh, that great surge by Calipat's line.
Power drive going up to the gut of the Holtville defense, picking up at least 8 yards on the play. They had a 1st and 5.
Wow.
So let's see if they...
You know, I watch, as you well know, Vic, I watch line play, and that time Calipat just flat beat Holtville in the trenches.
Well, you can credit Arturo Gonzalez, Brandon Vargas, Aaron Villarreal, and Jaden Lopez, along with Craven Vogt. Split to the far sideline is number 32, Aiden Zambrano.
Oh, look at that hole. Oh.
And that's the end of the first quarter. We'll be back with more in a minute
We got
on
a game.
VSN.
Havens and Sons Trucking is located at 603 East Main Street in El Centro and is a business specialized in gravel, rock, stone, fill dirt, base, landscape rock, topsoil sand, and all your hauling needs.
You just have to get in the seat of the new John Deere Gator XUV. Not because it puts work in its place, but because all this versatility kind of just makes your day.
We are Sewing Exchange, a garment manufacturing company. We manufacture to customer specifications. We do cut and sew, sublimation, uniforms, and we have low MOQs. You can contact us at 442-231-8527 or email sewingexchangeinc@gmail.com, and we are located at 321 East Main Street, El Centro, California.
We're back live here at Birger Field as the Holtville Vikings raced out to a quick 6-0 lead and then the 2-point conversion in the first 2 minutes of play. But now the Calipatria Hornets threatening as they're inside the red zone. The handoff goes to number 25, Jordan Potter, and Calipat in the first 4 seconds of the second quarter.
Yeah, right.
Draw blood, and it's now 8-6 as we get set for the 2-point conversion.
And Vic, that was just the outside belly. See, they've been running the belly in the B gap, which is in the guard tackle gap. That time they ran the outside belly, which is in the C gap, which is in the tight end tackle gap, and it was wide open.
And so, would you say that the defensive end kind of was sucked in and went down the line of scrimmage?
No, not then. It was just flat. Calipat opened the hole up that time. You could drive a Peterbilt 18-wheeler through that thing.
Okay, handoff to Jordan again.
Oh, there's great defense.
And that was number 34 of the Holtville Vikings making that stop to deny the 2-point opportunity for the...
Yeah, that was great defense.
And that was Luis Mariano Diaz. And he's the leading tackler for the Holtville Vikings this season with 73. And he just showed the fans here in attendance and the viewing audience, the thousands that have tuned into VSN, Mike, to hear your golden chops.
No, not hear me. No. I was a quadruple threat when I played. Short, fat, ugly, and slow. So.
I like that one.
We ran the 40s. They timed me with an hourglass.
But I'm sure you were a beautiful, cuddly little baby, that only a mother could love.
That only my mom could, yes. My wife reminds me of that.
So we're getting ready for the Maitorena kickoff. Booms it. Picked up by,
got by.
Castillo.
Oh, he picks it up on the, man. He's gone. That's gone.
Juan Carlos Castillo racing down the far sideline. Hornets in pursuit.
Oh, he was caught
from behind by number 25, Jordan Potter.
Great angle.
And there was no quit in that defender.
Right.
Tell us about that angle, Mike.
First of all, he saw him going down the sideline, and rather than go right at him, Vic, you got to angle ahead of him, and he did it, and he caught him. Great job.
Well, great presence of mind of Juan Carlos Castillo, because he had touched the ball when he was inside the 20, and it continued to bounce towards the end zone, and he didn't see the referee give a signal that it was a dead ball.
Yep. And so he picked it up and went.
Handoff to number 5, Armas. Enrique Armas comes into the game with 1,006 yards rushing, 15 touchdowns to his credit on 87 carries.
The hole was more outside, Vic. He had a hole on the outside.
So they're still going with that big offense.
Yes, and they're coming off of the corners. They're coming off of the corners and coming down on it.
And that tackle was by number 72, Jaden Lopez of the Hornets. Lopez with 43 tackles coming into tonight's ball game. as quarterback number 4, Alonso Cuevas, a junior, and a standout returning all-leaguer in the Desert League. Missed 3 games due to a sore ankle in the middle of the season.
Uh-oh, flag. Oh, neutral zone infraction, defense.
So when Holtville goes to the spread offense, they go with quarterback Alonso Cuevas. The receivers are Raul Briseño, number 1, and number 44, Juan Carlos Castillo. The tight end is Brandon Terrell. Straight dive, handoff to number 5, Armas, but the Calipat defense, very tough and stout.
Oh, man. They stuffed that like a midwinter fair carnival toy. Wow. That was a good defense.
So still running behind that big line where he goes left to right. You have Abraham Apodaca, number 59. Another handoff to Armas, trying to run off the right side behind Ronnie Sievert and Damian Felix. Picks up a couple of tough yards. It'll be a 3rd and 9 situation.
One of the wings missed the end who pinched down on that.
So timeout called. We'll be back with more in a minute on VSN.
Now's a better time than ever to get valuable rebates from IID that can help lower your energy bill. IID will double the rebates it pays you when you act before October 31st, 2024 to replace qualified old appliances, AC systems, thermostats, variable speed pool pumps, and much more with eligible energy-conscious upgrades. Apply for IID's double rebate incentive online or call 760-482-3656. IID and
We're back live here at Birger Field, 8-6, Holtville over the visiting Calipatria Hornets as they celebrate homecoming on a Thursday night. Rolling out to his left is Cuevas, looks downfield, and he has
touchdown.
Raul Briseño,
Beautiful.
who ran a 7-and-out pattern, closely guarded by the Calipat defense, but threading the needle was Alonso Cuevas, that standout junior quarterback.
I tell you what, Vic, I think that Coach Turner's going to see that right now, the couple of times that they've gone to that spread, Calipat can't handle it. And Calipat's basically kind of handled the heavy set. So it's going to be interesting to see if Coach Turner stays with the spread.
Well, the advantage is now 14-6 as they're going for 2. Handoff to Armas, trying to get to the outside. Did he cross the goal line?
He did.
He did. So that's another 2 points for the Holtville Vikings with 9:53 remaining here in the second quarter. We'll be back with more in a minute on VSN.
Encourages everyone to take advantage of this opportunity in celebration of Public Power Month.
Grosso's, an Imperial Valley tradition since 1955. Family owned and operated. Located at 1902 West Main Street, El Centro. Grosso's is open Wednesday through Sunday at 5 p.m. Order to go or come in for the Italian dining experience.
We're back here at Birger Field, 9:53 remaining in the second quarter. Holtville just scored again on a beautiful pass from Cuevas to Briseño to extend their lead to 14. And then the 2-point conversion by Armas gave them the 16-6 advantage as the kickoff taken at the 20-yard line and returned
Nice return
by number 1, Ortiz, to the Calipatria 35-yard line, just shy of the 36.
Very nice return.
So Calipat has had a brief taste of honey, scoring once here in the first half. And so, like you say, once that animal's tasted blood.
Yeah, well, let's see what they do here.
So Hawk passing, the ball deflected off the shoulders of number 19 of the Hornets, of the Holtville Vikings. And that was Santiago Cerizo,
that
sophomore.
That pressure, Vic, was due to the coverage. He had no open receiver to throw to.
So Dominic Hawk, who has 16 completions on 29 pass attempts this season for 375 yards and 4 touchdown passes, is now faced with a 2nd and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Quick pitch out to...
There's that swing pattern. That's that swing route.
And that was number 9 for Calipat. That was Angel Maitorena. That's his 2nd pass reception of the night thus far. Pickup of 2 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 7.
Yep, 3rd and long again.
So into the ball game, number 12, Caleb Spence, bringing in the play from the sideline.
If you don't
he comes out to the near sideline. Number 32, Aiden Zambrano, split to the far sideline. Go ahead, Mike.
There's that's our draw play again. And went nowhere. Great swarming defense by Holtville.
And that was number 43, Fernando Urem, with 49 tackles thus far this season and making his presence felt immediately.
When you don't go for it here, you punt it.
So Maitorena, or it's going to be Dominic Hawk, will be handling the punting duties. Dropping back inside his own 30-yard line is Juan Carlos Castillo. A left-footed kicker.
Nice punt.
Castillo with a reception. He gets to the outside.
Oh,
the
he's got
fence
daylight.
is set
Look
up.
out.
And number 3, Dominic Hawk, makes that tackle, but not until Castillo's able to cross midfield to the 41-yard line, or make it the 36-yard line of Calipatria. Excellent field position for the Holtville Vikings with 8:06 remaining here in the second quarter.
You can't give Holtville a short field like that. You can't do it.
So the Vikings will come out with Alonso Cuevas, Enrique Armas, Raul Briseño.
We have a penalty.
And Hector Sanchez at the skills position. So it looks like we have a penalty, bringing back that excellent punt return.
For everybody listening, if you get a lot of bleeding noise and whatever, we are literally on the top row of on the Holtville side underneath the announcer stand doing this, and the band's right next to us.
Oh, we're right here with the fans. This is great.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for them to start passing the popcorn down this way and the hot dogs in.
I think this lady next to me I'm driving her crazy. I didn't see what he called,
but they'll be starting back at their own 49-yard line. Rolling out to his left is Cuevas, looking downfield, decides to keep it, and he's brought down immediately by number 15,
about a 2-yard gain.
Lopez.
2-yard gain.
So Osmar Lopez, one of the outside
3
cornerbacks in pursuit. So a short pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. He was able to cross midfield, though, the ball at the 48-yard line. Hand off to Hector Sanchez behind the blocking of Smith Hilfiger.
He's close. He might be a little short, but he's close. They're in that hurry-up offense again.
Well, offensively, they go with Apodaca and Hilfiger on the left side, Cancillo and Suarez on the right side.
They're going to
The tight
measure.
end is Brandon Terrell, number 22. The center is Emiliano Jimenez. At quarterback, you have Alonso Cuevas, number 44, Juan Carlos Castillo, wide receiver. Raul Briseño, number 1, and the halfback is Hector Sanchez, along with Armas.
Oh, I thought they got an injured player. I thought they were going to measure. I didn't see it. Got an injured Calipat player.
So the Vikings have a lot of tools to pick from offensively at the skill set.
Oh, yes. I've said it before. Coach Turner's got a stable of running backs.
You know, we haven't seen Alan Carrillo, number 88, targeted yet, but he's a favorite target for Cuevas, the quarterback. Cuevas rolling out to his right, looking downfield. He decides to keep it, picks up 5, 10, pushed out of bounds and falls right at the marker of the 30-yard line.
He's got the first down and more.
So they said he went out of bounds at the 33, but a first down nevertheless.
There is a great resemblance between Hawk and Cuevas because both of them threat to run or pass. Both of them can do either.
Well, Cuevas showing no sign of that ankle injury.
No, not a bit.
That had him sidelined for 3 games early in the season.
He's looked very mobile tonight.
So he's in shotgun formation. Flanked to his left is Armas, number 5. Rolling out to his left, looking downfield, fires to
Wide
Briseño.
open on an out.
Briseño still on his feet.
Yep.
And hanging on was number 1.
Yep. He just did a down and out.
Juan Perez, number 1, tackling Raul Briseño, number 1, who comes into the game with 12 receptions for 247 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's added a 6th already here in the second quarter.
Yep.
And that's Armas with a quick hitter behind the blocking of Smith Hilfiger.
Out of the spread. They can't handle the spread. We were talking off the air about this. They can't handle the spread, Vic. They've adapted a little bit to the heavy set, but they're having trouble with that spread.
So a 1st and 10. There was a flag on that play. Did you see that, Mike?
No, I did not.
Let's see what the call is.
Oh, okay.
So it appears that there were too many men on the field. So it'll be a 1st and goal.
It's waved off. It's waved off. He's right. They waved it off. Okay. First and goal.
1st and goal. The ball inside the 10, right at the 10-yard line. So they're going with their spread formation. Alonso Cuevas, number 4 quarterback. He's joined by Juan Carlos Castillo, Raul Briseño, Hector Sanchez.
There they are
and
in
number 5, Enrique Armas, their go-to running back. Picked off, underthrown. He's got a lot of green grass ahead of him, and he steps out of bounds. What's the referee signaling in the end zone?
Let's see.
Did he step out of bounds?
I don't know for sure, Vic. But I know one thing. The receiver was not open. And he
threw behind him. If he would have let him, he might have been able to.
Vic, I don't think so, because that kid just tailed on his hip and stepped right in front. And there was no room to lead. Don't force it. You got other downs. Don't force it.
And what else do you teach your young quarterbacks? Throw it if he can't catch it, throw it
where nobody can catch it. That's exactly right.
Do you miss coaching, Mike?
No. I love doing this, whatever. But, being the sideline thing and all of that, too many old joints to do it.
So you've had, 2 hip replacements, 2 knee replacements?
Both hips replaced, and bum knee, and No, no. I love watching and doing this. And
So you set off the metal detectors when you try to walk into.
oh, yes. I got more metal in me than Kaiser steel.
So another costly turnover for the Holtville Vikings, nullifying an opportunity to score as they were inside the red zone, inside the 10. So with 5:39 remaining here in the second quarter, the Calipatria Hornets have staved off that offensive threat and will take over at their own 20-yard line.
Great stand. I mean, you know, let's see what happened. But they stopped Holtville. But, you know, you're down by 10. Let's see what happens. We got 5.5 minutes to go in this first half.
Well, this Calipat offense is not a deep passing offense.
No.
They like to rely on the running ability
Right.
of Dominic Hawk,
Right.
and then the occasional pass to his receivers. As he fakes the handoff, throws a short pass to 25, Jordan Potter.
Right.
He's got 3 tacklers
First
on
down.
his back.
First down.
Move those chains as number 19 for the Vikings.
He scrambles and throws very
That
well.
was Santiago Cerezo playing the free safety position in to make that stop as the reception was made right in front of him.
Uh-huh.
So-
Well, what he did is he curled into that window, what we were talking about, that open area.
Fake dive and pass intended for number 15, Caleb
We had a
Spence.
whistle.
Osmar Lopez. Lopez, the intended receiver, he's another favorite target of Dominic Hawk, as 13 passes have come in his direction that he's made, the reception, for 89 yards, but has yet to dent the end zone. So the main scorers for the Hornets are Dominic Hawk with 28 touchdowns, Juan Perez, number 1, with 6 touchdowns to his credit, and Jordan Potter with 5 TDs to his credit. And so the right guard, some movement there.
Moved.
Aaron Villarreal, number 56.
Yep.
So that'll set him back 5 yards.
Right.
So with 5:07 remaining here in the second quarter,
Boy, those 5-yarders will kill you.
the Calipatria Hornets find themselves down by 10 points, 16-6. In a well-played game,
I tell you what, it's a lot closer than a lot of people thought it would be, Vic, at this point. It really is. Oh,
a slant into Caleb Spence, not able to hang on. Number 17 for the Vikings, Asael
Ball was
Miranda,
there. It was
defending
there.
on the play.
that's the old saying, catch the ball with your eyes, look it into your hands.
Well, you know, Tony Leon said they have to play perfect football to win this game.
Right, told me that too. Yep.
You know, you can't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Nope.
You've got to take everything that they give you.
Yep. And if you start turnovers, that dog don't hunt. I'm going to tell you, that's going to kill you.
3rd and 15. Another fake handoff, looking downfield. He's got overthrows the open. Number 32.
Yep. And he was on a go route.
That was Aiden Zambrano. So it'll be a 4th and 15 with 4:57 remaining here in the third quarter.
You don't go for it here. You punt it out of here.
Juan Carlos Castillo stretching at the 40-yard line of Holtville. Dominic Hawk standing inside his own 20. Buys some time by rolling out to his left. Gets a
Beautiful
Calipat
punt.
bounce,
Absolutely beautiful.
and he pins him right at the Holtville 20-yard line.
All the way. Hey, that's a great punt, Vic.
So he kicked the ball from his 20 to the Holtville 20.
That is a great punt.
So will the Vikings look to run out the clock with
60-yarder.
4:47 with a big lineup, or will they go to their spread?
Well, this close.
They were moving the ball with the spread.
There they go. I was fixing to say that I think they'll stay with the spread because they've had better luck with it. There it is. Wide open.
Number one,
Wide
Raul
open.
Briseño here in the
Nobody.
flat. Cuts to the side, has a blocker.
15 saved it.
That was number 15, Osmar Lopez.
Yep.
As Briseño was weaving in and out of the sideline between the hash marks.
There was nobody on him.
Had an excellent block thrown by him by Juan Carlos Castillo, number 44. But
Oh, man.
Lopez was able to pull him down from behind. Now rolling out to his right, he's got Carrillo open. Low pass, Carrillo makes a diving reception.
Yep. Ball was a little underthrown, but he caught it.
Right. If he would have made a level throw, shoulder high.
It's a chance he could have turned it up.
And taken it into the house.
Right.
So it's a 2nd and 5. The ball inside the 10. Hand off to Armas. Armas going to the
And
outside.
he's in.
Running behind the blocking of number 50, Carlos Cancillo, and 75, Ian Suarez. The Vikings score again with 3:48 to take a commanding 22-6 lead here as we wait for the point after attempt.
Calipat just cannot handle that spread.
Now, during the week of practice, typically you can prepare against one offense, but when you're trying to prepare for two offenses, different types of offenses.
And that's basically what you're doing for Holtville because they have that, we talked about it, that heavy set, and then they come out in the spread. So you're
rolling out is Cuevas. Oh, and it goes through the hands of his receiver, number 1, Briseño. Was that 1? No, 6, Hector Sanchez. This is where I need John Moreno and his binoculars. He has the eyes of a hawk.
That reminds me of the story you told me about 3 blind.
Yeah, we won't bring that one up.
No, we won't.
You know, we were taken to task on that one.
There we go.
We were called to the dean's office.
That's one of the classic stories that you've ever told me, though. That really was. Now, you know, this is going to be it. I'm going to be up front. Calipat now has an uphill battle down this much.
Well, they're getting set for the Juan Carlos Castillo kickoff.
He's pooch kick.
Picked up by number 1, Lopez Perez, Juan Perez.
Nothing.
Nowhere to run.
Nowhere.
As he's swarmed by the Viking coverage team. Number 22 was leading the charge there. Braden Terrell. Is it Terrell or Terrell?
I don't know. I do not know, Vic, but I know one thing. The blocking on that, I'm going to be up front about it, was ugly. I mean, it was uglier than last year's tax bill. There was no blocking for him.
Well, so the Hornets will start out with 3:42 remaining inside their own 30 at the 28-yard line. They're going left to right on your visual screen. They're westward bound here at Birger Field that runs in an easterly west direction. Low pass to the receiver running a slant in, and that was number 1, Juan Perez. Makes the reception, a pickup of about 7 yards on the play.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was a well thrown, but because he was double covered, and I mean they were on him. And of course, I've said it a million times, you know, you don't put a mule in the Kentucky Derby and you don't throw into double coverage.
Well, he threw it where only Bettis could catch it.
He threaded the needle.
Quarterback is
And that was a defensive sack.
That's a cover sack. There was nobody open. By that I mean he had nowhere to go, which allowed the backers and the people up front to sack him. There was nobody to throw to.
A loss on the play. It'll be third and about 6.
No, Vic, there was nobody open on that.
And you know, Mike, sometimes when teams are one-dimensional, where they rely on the run, if they fall behind by more than 2 to 3 touchdowns, it's hard to play catch up.
Yes, it is.
Because you don't work on the passing game
Yes, it is.
that much in practice.
Yes, it is. You're right.
Pitch to number 3, Dominic Hawk, trying to come around the left side, but the Holtville Vikings read it perfectly, and he picked up about 3 or 4 tough yards there, but not enough for a first down. They needed to get to the 38-yard line, and I believe he was stopped. Well, let's see, are they moving the chains? It looks like it. Oh, I stand to be corrected.
First down.
First down. So Pettis brings in the play from the sideline. Caleb Spence split to the near side. Juan Pettis in the slot. Osmar Lopez split to the far side. Another slanting off the hands, the fingertips.
Throwing it into
of
double
Pettis.
coverage again. Linebacker and Jason plays 4 to 5 DBs and collapsed on him. He wasn't open.
It looks like number 26 for the Vikings hobbling off, might have had a cramp. Oh, correction, that was number 20 for the Vikings. That's Brock Burnett. So 2nd and 10, rolling out to his left, Dominic Hawk fakes and brought down immediately.
quarterback is sacked on the play.
And that was number 43 for the Vikings,
Forced
Fernando Urin.
Forced to roll, Vic, because nobody was open again.
Urin, experienced with the tackles, as he comes into the game with 59 tackles. Time call. We'll be back with more in a minute on VSN. We're back live here at Birger Field as the Holtville Vikings and their stout defense putting the pressure on the Calipatria Hornets as they find themselves down by a score of 22-6 with 1:37 remaining here in the second quarter. The Vikings celebrating homecoming night, but more importantly, it's the battle for first place in the Desert League as both teams come in with a 2-0 one-loss record in league play. Dominic Hawk flushed out of the pocket and brought down. That was number 21 for the Vikings, making that stop.
Holtville wants another crack at the ball.
That was Jackson Urangarai. Tonight's ball game be brought to you by State Farm. Accidents happen, but with Marianne Valenzuela, Findlay State Farm, you're covered. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You're covered 50 miles into Mexico. Call today for a free quote. Burgers and beer. Craving the perfect combo? Come to Burgers and Beers. Juicy, mouth-watering burgers and your favorite beverage. What more could you want? Visit Burgers and Beer, the best burgers in town. IV Welding. Need expert welding and mechanical services? Trust the pros who get it done right, on time, every time. Call IV Welding and Mechanical. Precision in every spark. El Centro Motors. Looking for unbeatable deals? Head to El Centro Motors. Get huge savings on all your favorite Ford models. Visit us today at El Centro Motors, where your dream car is waiting. Don't miss out. So with 1:28 remaining here in the first half, the Hornets forced to punt again as they're faced with a 4th and 13. Standing at his own 25, it's Dominic Hawk, the do-all, do-everything quarterback, running back, punter for the Calipatria Hornets. We have time called again. Sanders Architecture and Engineering. Discover innovation with Sanders Architecture and Engineering. Trust Sanders to build the future today. Wishing all Valley teams a safe and successful season. Esquer Realty. Thinking of selling or buying a property? Trust the experts at Esquer Realty. With unmatched local knowledge and offering professional and friendly service for 30 years. Esquer Realty, the mark of excellence. Arctic Air. Beat the heat with our top-of-the-line Carrier air conditioning systems at Arctic Air Conditioning and Heating. Stay cool and comfortable with unbeatable reliability. Call Arctic Air today for a free consultation. 760-352-8855. The Sewing Exchange. Need expert sewing and alterations? Visit the Sewing Exchange. Fast, reliable service for all your tailoring needs. Located on 321 East Main in El Centro, the Sewing Exchange, where quality meets convenience. La Fonda Bar and Grill. Craving authentic Mexican food? Head to La Fonda Mexican Bar and Grill in El Centro. From sizzling fajitas to our famous enchiladas. We've got something for everyone. Dominic Hawk, running out of punt formation, decides to kick at the last minute and boots it out of bounds.
See where they mark it.
It'll be close to midfield, I believe, Mike.
Yep.
So visit today for a taste of tradition, La Fonda Bar and Grill. So 1:21 remaining here in the second quarter. The Holtville Vikings have raced out to a commanding 22-6 lead.
And look out with Cuevas' arm.
Well, you know, he hasn't thrown deep, and last year I thought he had an exceptional touch on those deep patterns.
Yes.
So, empty backfield. Cuevas rolling out to his right.
Wide open in the flats and gets out of bounds.
That was number 88, Alan Carrillo.
Beautiful pass. Beautiful pass. Beautiful route.
Leading receiver for the Vikings. 26 receptions, 640 yards, 9 TDs to his credit.
And good protection on that play.
Going to the outside, number 5, Armas. Carrillo in the slot, in motion, coming this way.
Uh-oh, reverse.
Pitch, reversed, watch out for the pass. Oh, and a low pass throw. A wide open receiver. So there was a little razzle, but not enough dazzle on that play.
The drag pattern was wide open. There was 3 receivers. The one underneath, the drag, was wide open. Nobody on him.
So, but he checked down from the deep pattern and threw to the intermediate receiver.
Right. And the short man, so to speak, was the one who was wide open.
Okay, so you have 3 receivers split to the far side. Blitzing is Calipat. Pass out
beautiful.
to 44. Juan Carlos Castillo pushed out of bounds. Was it enough for a first down?
I don't think so. I think he's just short.
It'll be 4th and about a short 2.
Clock's running.
Under 1 minute to play. 53 seconds. Rolling to his left, stops, throws. He's got a receiver, but Briseño can't hang on.
Good coverage. Good coverage, both on the deep man and the under man.
But he threw it only where Briseño had a chance.
That's correct. Both men were well covered. That stops the clock.
But why wasn't the clock stopped on the previous play that went out of bounds?
Okay, this was asked. If the forward motion is stopped before he goes out of bounds, then it continues to run. That happened in the Imperial Brawley game. But the motion is stopped, then you go out of bounds, the clock will continue to run.
Well, they got a first down on that play.
Yep.
I didn't see the flag.
I didn't either.
So a personal foul.
Oh, man.
So the ball is inside the 15. Rolling out to his left is Cuevas. He's got an open receiver, decides to keep it.
Get out of bounds, and he did. He got out of bounds.
That stops the clock with 39 seconds
39.
remaining. If Holtville's able to score, would this be a back-breaking
Yep.
score given up by the Calipatria Hornets?
I'm not going to mince any words, Vic. If they score here, it's a backbreaker. It's very demoralizing to the Hornets. It would be.
So,
and I'm not bad-mouthing. It is.
Oh, no, you're just telling it like it is.
Yeah.
That's called coaches speak. So they're in the spread formation. Cuevas at quarterback. He's joining the backfield with Armas, looking for a receiver, forced out of the pocket by Jaden Lopez, and wisely throws it out of bounds.
Yep. 31 seconds left.
It'll be 3rd and 10.
With the pressure, you spread out, and with the pressure they're bringing, if he threw a middle screen, there's nobody there.
It looks
nobody.
Like the ball's at what, the 12-yard line, 13-yard line?
There's no, but the way they're spread and the way they are, I watched on the last play, there's nobody there.
So you're talking about throwing over the middle?
Yeah, just a little old middle screen. There's nobody there.
Okay, there's the screen. And there's Armas, just like you called it.
Just at the outside.
A screen to the nearest
To the
flat,
outside,
to the outside here. And Armas takes it in from 14 yards out for another touchdown with 26 seconds remaining in the first half. And the Vikings jump out to a 28-6 lead. They've kept the metal to the pedal.
Yep. No, it's homecoming.
Since the opening drive.
It's homecoming. It's the Axe game, and Holtville is 9-0. They're up. I mean, they are into it.
So, dive up the middle. And they didn't get it, Mike.
Didn't make it.
So, with 26 seconds remaining here in the first half, Holtville 28, Calipat 6. We'll be back with more in a minute on VSN.
Whether you're looking to purchase or sell, your next home awaits. Give the Dom team a call. With over 50 years of experience and over 100 years in the Imperial Valley, Andy and Doug can help you find the right home at the right price fast. Visit us online at www.thedomteam.com and let Andrew and Doug find the perfect home for you. Call today, 760-337-8600.
We're back live here at Birger Field as the kickoff from Juan Carlos Castillo goes out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. So the Calipatria Hornets
take possession on the 35.
Will take possession at the 35, and they have a couple of plays to try to get something on the scoreboard. Or, Mike, what would you do? Take a knee here and count your losses and just try to regroup at halftime?
You know, honestly, yeah. You got to, go regroup the troops. Try to, get them up a little bit. They received the second half kickoff, but, don't take a chance throwing the interception or no. I wouldn't. I'd just take a knee. And there it is.
And there it is, just as you called it. Take the knee and go in at halftime.
Yep.
And Mike, after our commercials and our halftime interviews, I'll have you come back and give our viewing audience some insight as to what the coaches in either locker room would be saying to their players for the last 2 quarters of play, as well as any other interesting tidbits that you want to provide for us.
10-4.
October is here with spine-chilling deals at Al Centro Motors. Drive away in a 2024 Ford Bronco with an APR as low as 3.9% plus up to $2,000 cash back on select models. Or, if you prefer, get a 2024 F-150 with an APR as low as 1.9% $1,000 cash back and an extra $1,000 when you trade in your vehicle. And remember, if you don't come see us first, we can't save you any money. It's just that easy at Al Centro Motors.
Casbros, it's that time of year again. Team shirt options are available and ready to go out for adult, youth, and toddler sizes. Call us and let us know how we can help at 760-550-6878.
Imperial Flying Service, taking care of the entire Imperial Valley with all your aviation fuel needs. Imperial Flying Service is a proud supporter of our U.S. military, the aviation community, and all Imperial Valley communities.
At Burgers and Beer, our customers are like family. Let's hear what a few of them have to say about us.
We're here at Burgers and Beer with the best burgers in town.
We get to sit together and enjoy the great food.
I like when Burgers and Beer is in the lemonade.
For the fresh iced tea, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
It was wonderful, very fast, very efficient.
I love the great food and family environment.
I love the burgers and the customer service.
So come and see us and find out for yourself at Burgers and Beer.
Ojeda Industries is here to offer solutions with exceptional products and services for all your agricultural, industrial, and power transmission needs. It's Ojeda Industries, hydraulic repair service in Brawley at 1698 Jones Street. Call us at 760-623-7299.
Las Chabelas Restaurant. Enjoy a taste of our authentic Mexican cuisine, located at 749 South Brawley Avenue in Brawley, California. Join us for our Catacall events starting Thursday, November 7th, with a live acoustic set from Kelly and Lorenzo. Friday, Catacall kickoff party with La Cachimba. Saturday, Los Chatos. And on Sunday, Rodeo Tardeada with the legendary Los Continentales. InterCare since 1970. When it comes to healthcare, InterCare is here to help, with locations throughout the Imperial Valley. InterCare, improving the health and wellness of the community. Imperial Valley College is the #1 community college in the nation, winner of the 2023 Aspen Prize for Community College Excellence. The Brawley Police Foundation is an independent nonprofit organization that provides grant funding and crucial resources to the Brawley Police Department, with programs that would normally not be funded. These programs directly improve public safety and enhance the quality of life for our citizens.
Ahora es el mejor momento para recibir valiosos reembolsos. IID le puede ayudar a reducir su factura eléctrica porque le pagará el doble en reembolsos si actúa antes del 31 de octubre 2024 para reemplazar electrodomésticos viejos que califiquen, como aires acondicionados, termostatos, bombas de agua para albercas y mucho más. Puede aplicar al doble incentivo de IID en línea o llame al 760-482-3656. IID invita a todos a aprovechar esta oportunidad y celebrar la Semana de Energía Pública.
Havens & Sons Trucking is located at 603 East Main Street in El Centro and is a business specialized in gravel, rock, stone, fill dirt, base, landscape rock, topsoil sand, and all your hauling needs.
You just have to get in the seat of the new John Deere Gator XUV. Not because it puts work in its place, but because all this versatility kind of just makes your day.
We are Sewing Exchange, a garment manufacturing company. We manufacture to customer specifications. We do cut and sew, sublimation, uniforms, and we have low MOQs. You can contact us at 442-231-8527 or email sewingexchangeinc@gmail.com, and we are located at 321 East Main Street, El Centro, California.
We're back live here at Birger Field as the Holtville Vikings celebrating homecoming night on a Thursday evening here instead of Friday night lights as they've raced out to a commanding 28-6 lead over the visiting Calipatria Hornets. The Hornets came into tonight's ball game with a 7-1 one-loss record The Vikings were 9-0, and the Vikings on a current 16-game winning streak that spills over from last year. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, to provide his keen insight as a sports analyst and TV commentator, Jalen Fong. Jalen, welcome to our show.
Vic, thank you so much for letting me come up here at halftime. I know it's tremendous right here. Rivalry here in the Imperial Valley, kicking it off with the Axe game here. And then we got a lot of games coming up tomorrow, along with the Big Bell game coming up in Brawley. And it's very exciting to be over here.
You know, Jalen, you, Mike Swearingen, Will Torres, and Ron Rubio, early in the season, were analyzing how these teams in the Valley would finish. And one of the surprises was the Imperial Tigers as they raced out of the blocks with an undefeated season, and then that came to an abrupt halt last week against the Brawley Wildcats. So your observations of what you've witnessed over the course of the season covering all the high school teams.
Imperial Valley football is as strong as it's ever been. You talk about the great start that Imperial had, going out 8-0, 8-1 now. Obviously, Central Brawley are the cream of the crop here in the Valley. And let's not forget, Holtville, 9-0. They're trying to complete only their 4th ever undefeated regular season in their school history. It's tremendous, all the games that have been here. So I'm looking forward to a great weekend of games and seeing a lot of teams from the Valley make it into that San Diego Section
Jason
playoffs.
Turner, in his 8th season here, has really put his stamp on this Holtville Viking football program. This team is extremely talented at the skill positions, but their offensive line blocking, their defense, it's a total team effort. What would you say on that?
You know, it started from game 1. 11 weeks ago tonight, they played the Southwest Eagles on this field, and that's the beginning of their journey. Holtville has been the most consistent team I've seen. No matter size, enrollment, they've played the best football in the Imperial Valley, and it shows with this score right here, 28-6 at halftime, and Calipatria just holding in tough, but tremendous special teams, strong line play by the Vikings, and also great receivers and great spacing on the outside, getting those receivers to get big chunk plays.
Well, let's talk about the turnaround of the Calipatria Hornets from 2 years ago, last year with the addition of Tony Leon as the coach, coming from Brawley. He had an outstanding career as a wrestling coach for Brawley, winning multiple CIF championships and going to the state and winning state, etc. So his mantra has really taken hold with Calipat. Calipat came into tonight with a 7-1 one-loss record. What can you elaborate about that?
I mean, it's just been a tremendous dream season for the Hornets. Obviously, it starts off with the coaching, Coach Tony Leon, and the addition of Rick Stewart, adding that offensive, that key piece that we've always needed. We've never been an explosive offense in Calipatria, and it's just tremendous to see how they've grown in spurts. And, a couple of milestones. Calipatria had not won a league game in over 8 years. They come into this game 2-0 with the chance to win the Axeback and win the Desert League title. And you know what? They're ranked number 1 in their division in 5AA. So regardless of the outcome tonight, they still have an opportunity to cap the season off with a championship, and that's exactly what the fans are excited about.
Well, let's talk about that running ability of their all-purpose back, whether he's playing quarterback from the shotgun formation, wing back, he's everywhere. Dominic Hawk, he led the nation the first 3 games of the season, averaging close to 6 touchdowns per game. How productive has he been throughout the season?
Tremendously. You know what? And like you said, early on in the season, he was leading the nation. Still, to this day, he's tied for first in San Diego section with rushing touchdowns, 26, and over 1,400 rushing yards, ranking second in San Diego. He's been the key of their offense right here. You know what? Just the tremendous line play and really suffocating them on the line of scrimmage is what's keeping them at bay in this game.
Well, and the key to the success of that type of offense is score early, score often, and maintain the lead. But when they fall behind, like they have here after 2 quarters of play, 28-6, is that a good come from behind type of offense? Because their passing game hasn't been able to really get off the ground as of yet.
you know what, in the first half for the Hornets this year, they've always maintained the game really close, and they've taken it over in the second half, much like the game in Palo Verde. They were only up by 4 and ended up going away with that game, winning by 20-plus points. So we'll see. It's all going to depend on the first drive. They got to score. They got to make a deep drive and try to put the Vikings back on their heels, or else the Vikings can score again real quickly with their high-potent offense, and this game will get out of hand.
Now, you talked about a couple of rivalry games tomorrow night to culminate the season. You have Vincent Memorial and Calexico in the battle for the border. You have Southwest and Imperial, the fire helmet game, and then the bell game between Central and Brawley. Could you provide us a summary of those three, or in particular, the bell game in Brawley?
You know what? That's going to be an environment right there with all the bells and whistles that, Billy Brewer's going to have for that bell game being in Brawley. That's just, you know what? It's almost a national holiday here, or a holiday here in the Imperial Valley. That game means so much to those two communities, but to all of us here in the Imperial Valley of what it represents. And of course, you have the Battle of the Border with that trophy aptly named after Mr. Vic Carrillo right here. This is a tremendous rivalry between two schools in the city of Calexico. And don't forget about that Fireman's Helmet game with Imperial trying to see if they can still rise up those ranks and get a top seed in Division II.
So using the crystal ball, the CIF playoffs next week, how does it look for the local high school teams?
Local high school, it's going to be a little bit different this year because of how they're going to stack up those playoff games and playoff teams. As of right now, we have a couple teams getting some buys. Of course, Holtville, Central Brawley looking like they're going to get buys. But if you look at how it's currently stacking up, Imperial could be 9-1 going into the playoffs, but be on the road. This is how the playoffs and the current rankings stack up. So it'll be a little bit odd. 9-1, but you're starting off on the road. It's just, we'll see how everything stacks up with the playoff seeding committee coming up tomorrow.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this was Jalen Fong with his keen insight, as we're going to pause for a picture here to commemorate the honor of having Jalen here as the interviewee of the year. We'll be back with more in a minute on VSN.
Now's a better time than ever to get valuable rebates from IID that can help lower your energy bill. IID will double the rebates it pays you when you act before October 31st, 2024 to replace qualified old appliances, AC systems, thermostats, variable speed pool pumps, and much more with eligible energy-conscious upgrades. Apply for IID's double rebate incentive online or call 760-482-3656. IID encourages everyone to take advantage of this opportunity in celebration of Public Power Month.
Grosso's, an Imperial Valley tradition since 1955. Family owned and operated. Located at 1902 West Main Street, El Centro. Grosso's is open Wednesday through Sunday at 5 p.m. Order to go or come in for the Italian dining experience.
Whether you're looking to purchase or sell, your next home awaits. Give the Dom team a call. With over 50 years of experience and over 100 years in the Imperial Valley, Andy and Doug can help you find the right home at the right price fast. Visit us online at www.thedomteam.com and let Andrew and Doug find the perfect home for you. Call today, 760-337-8600.
We're back here at Birger Field in Holtville with the Holtville Vikings culminating their halftime homecoming celebration, leading 28-6. But we have Mike Swearingen with us. Mike, tell us a recap of the first two quarters and then anything you'd like to share with our viewing audience.
Big plays, of course, on special teams. And, you just can't undercoach special teams, and you can't make those mistakes. But in all honesty, Holtville basically dominated the first half.
Well, Mike, we talked about last week when we did the Vincent Holtville game, I asked a question about former Imperial Valley football players that made it into the NFL.
I handed you a list tonight. There's been 10 players and that from the Valley that were for any period of time that were in the NFL. And Primo Villanueva from Calexico was the first, and Danny Villanueva from Calexico. Primo played Canadian professional football. Danny was in the NFL, and a guy that I played with at IVC when they had football, Ron Jesse. Ron was actually from Yuma, but he came over and played here at IVC and, of course, went on into the NFL. Joe Lavender out of Central, who he didn't play football at IVC, but he did at San Diego State, and, of course, safety for the Washington Redskins. Stan Thomas, offensive tackle from Central. Neil Fort, who was the other tackle. Stan went to the NFL, and Neil played Canadian professional football. Glenn Cadres from Central, who made a living deep snapping in the NFL. Robert Thomas, whom I had the pleasure of coaching at Imperial, a career in the NFL. Mike Mohammed from Brawley, and Royce Freeman from Imperial. So the Valley has, had a very, very rich heritage of those who have gone on. And it's something I was going to throw out tonight while we have a little time, to let the listening audience know that the road that hooked up Vic Carrillo and Mike Swearingen here tonight, and it goes back to the football season of 1966 at IVC. I was a sophomore, and we had a freshman defensive end by the name of George Carrillo, who I found out was Vic's brother later, of course. But he did a tremendous job, excellent defensive end, and we lost George not too long ago and sadly missed. But then in '67, the Imperial Valley Original Umpires Association was formed in Brawley, California, in the constable's office. Eddie Beachy, myself, Mike McKissick, Freddie Granados, and there were some others. And so as a result, we did high school games and IVC games. And I called a couple of games that Vic, you pitched at Calexico High School. And then when you went to IVC, I was able to umpire, in fact, you and Jack Lazzarato. But I was able to call on the bases and behind the plate several games. And then, lo and behold, in 1985, when I took the job at Imperial, besides being the football coach, the first 2 years I coached baseball, And who was the baseball coach at Vincent Memorial? Vic Carrillo. And from there into the broadcasting, and it's an honor. It's been a hoot, put it that way, for all these years, Vic, and I've had fun. Last year doing the game with you and John here, and doing the game the other night against Holtville and Vincent, and this game tonight. And I want you to know that it's an honor. It's a pleasure.
Well, thank you very much, Mike, and those are really excellent words. And thank you for acknowledging my brother George, who passed away from Parkinson's, but he certainly missed. But he was a standout football player, Calexico High School, All Valley as a defensive end, and then at IVC as well, and was inducted into the Imperial Valley Football Coaches Hall of Fame. 10, 15 years ago, I think, and that was a big thrill. But Mike, it's always been good to have you grace the press box with your insight and your sense of humor, but more importantly, the way you see the game. As you said, you look at the linemen, you look at the defense, and you're able to call out immediately what play is going to be run and who's going to take advantage and who's going to be at fault for a play not being executed. But thank you very much.
It's just 43 years of doing it.
Well, John and I have certainly enjoyed, and I was sharing with Jalen Fong, our halftime interview, about that get-together at Will's house early in the season before the teams really started playing and showing how they were going to develop. And we were trying to pick who would be the top dog here in the Valley.
And I picked Holtville.
Yeah, and they're undefeated. And tomorrow night, the Brawley Central game and the traditional Bell game. Are you
It's going to be a barn burner. I think it's going to be an excellent football game.
And that's going to be played at Brawley, and both teams bring a lot of offensive weapons to the forefront, as well as who plays the best defense.
And I was going to say, Vic, you just hit the nail on the head. I think whoever plays the best defense tomorrow night and has the less turnovers, because defense can create turnovers, but whoever does those two things is going to win that football game.
And that's why they play the game. And ladies and gentlemen, you can catch the Brawley Central Bell game on VSN with Ron Rubio and Will Torres on the broadcast, and the Vincent Memorial Calexico High School Battle for the Border in Calexico. And you'll catch John Moreno, the voice of choice, with a play-by-play, and his sidekick, yours truly, Vic Carrillo, providing the color commentary. Well, Mike, we're getting set for the second half. What does Calipat need to do to get back into this game?
They need a couple of big plays, and they need to hit quick to stay in this. Vic, if it's a situation where they've got to make a long drive and they get stopped, it's Willie Nelson. Turn out the lights, the party's over. Right. Well, anyway, who used to sing that? The quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys? Oh, Don Meredith. Don Meredith. There you go. Andy Don. So we're going to get set for the Juan Carlos Castillo kickoff. Well, it looks like Enrique Armas, number 5, will handle the duties. Back to receive Dominic Hawk and Juan Perez. A little pooch kick. Go ahead, Mike. Pooch kick, yep. And pretty well covered. I mean, it wasn't very deep, but it was pretty well covered. The return was Angel Maitorana, the up back, number 9. So Calipat will have reasonably good field position. You bet. Inside their own 40 at the 43-yard line. They'll be westward bound as the Holtville defense comes out to take the field. Calipat will be led offensively with quarterback Dominic Hawk. He'll be joining the backfield Juan Perez, Osmar Lopez, Jordan Potter, and Caleb Spence, the tight end. If you've got any trick plays in the hat, you've got to pull them out now. I say trick plays, just. Holtville now is defensing that belly very, very well. Handoff went to number 25,
Jordan Porter, running behind the blocking of guard Aaron Villarreal and tackle Craven Vogt, but not much success there.
No.
Holtville defensively goes with Axel Gomez, Juan Carlos Castillo, Braxton Buscaglia, Jaden Robles, Frank Barcelo, and Andres Fregoso will pass over the middle to number 8, Sebastian Lopez. And a personal foul called on number 21, Jackson Urangaray.
That's not a smart play at all.
Junior.
Guys, that's not a smart play at all.
Was that considered a defenseless receiver there?
I don't. Something happened when he was on the ground. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, the pass was able to cross midfield.
It's just not a smart play.
If it's any consolation to the Hornet offensive attack. So tonight's referees featuring Gene Martin.
And that's a 15-yarder, Vic.
So that'll take the ball inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line of the Holtville Vikings. It'll make the job easier for Calipat and in particular quarterback Dominic Hawk.
Oh, yeah.
Comes into the game with 28 touchdowns on his resume.
There it is.
To number 1.
There it is. Double revert. Look at that. There it is. You know what they say, you pull them out of the hat.
That's
There's
right.
no reason to save them.
A pickup of 14 yards on the play. Move those chains.
Yes. Do what you can do to put that ball in the end zone.
So they're just 3 yards shy of the red zone. The ball at the 23-yard line of Holtville. Calipat going east to west. The Hornets defending the western goal here at Birger Field. A beautiful night for football.
Oh, it is. Now, my wife down there is freezing to death, but it's beautiful.
Well, blame it on the ice cream.
There you go. Nice run.
Dominic Hogg.
Nice run.
Rolling out to his left, zigging and zagging. Picked up about 9 yards on the play, close to the first down marker. So it'll be a 1st and goal.
The personal foul was a big play.
1st and goal, ball at the 8-yard line. So he picked up 12 yards on the play.
And 15. Down that 15-yarder though, that was a biggie.
Well, the sign of a good team is when you're able to take advantage of those gifts.
Yes. Now let's see what happens.
So they have 4 downs to crack the goal line. The ball at the 8. Hand off to the second man through. Juan Perez, number 1.
Good surge by the offensive line.
Running behind the blocking of Arturo Gonzalez and Jaden Lopez, along with center number 61, Brandon Vargas. So whatever Tony Leon told him at halftime,
He
taken to heart.
stutter step, boom, and then he hit it.
So the timing has to be very precise, and they have to really work on that during practice.
Sometimes you got to hit it full speed, Vic, and then sometimes you got to stutter step and let it open.
Hand off to Jordan Potter. Gets inside the 5-yard line.
Now brings up a 3rd now.
So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 3. Make it the 4-yard line.
What do you run here? You run your most successful, if you're going to run it, you run your most successful running play. If you're going to throw it, you throw the highest percentage completion pass you have.
Well, Dominic Hawk, with 28 touchdowns to his credit, will most likely call his number.
I'm going to say, if I was a coach, I'd call his number. Nope.
They give it to Potter.
And he's in. Yep, they
And
took the opening kickoff.
it was like a bull rush there with center number 61, Brandon Vargas, and guards number 53, Arturo Gonzalez, and number 56, Aaron Villarreal, just pushing the defensive wall of the Vikings backpedaling into their own end zone.
Took 4 minutes off the clock, but that 15-yarder was a big play.
So with 7:58 remaining here in the third quarter, they cut the lead 28-12 as they get set for the two-point conversion. Here at Birger Field, ladies and gentlemen, on Valley Sports Network, your source for Imperial Valley sports. The Desert League Championship at stake here. Hawk trying to get to the outside.
Not going to make it.
And dragged down by several Viking defenders. That looked like number 6, Hector Sanchez. That was the first to wrap him up.
We've still got a 16-point game.
That's 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions.
Right. That's right.
Would like to give a shout out to the voice of choice down in Calexico on VSN South. That's Johnny Moe, John Moreno Brown.
Yep.
And he'll be on the mic tomorrow night doing the play-by-play at the Battle of the Border involving Calexico and the Vincent Memorial Scots.
Yeah, and a hello to Kenny and Mason Williams. They've tuned in to listen tonight. And Coach Bobby Benson always tunes in, and Brian Benson. And a hello to them.
So with 7:58 remaining here in the third quarter, the Hornets come out fast out of the halftime block and drive down the field. They were aided by that personal foul penalty that gave them a gift 15 yards, and then Hawk and Potter did the rest.
If they're going to stand a chance of coming back, Vic, they've got to stop this possession of Holtville.
Are we looking at a squig kick?
No. No.
Juan Carlos Castillo with the ball at his own 15
Oh.
comes to the near sideline and
Nice.
tripped up by number 10 of
Good
the
return.
Hornets. That's Angel Virgin or Virgin, and a good return by Juan Carlos
little
Castillo.
better coverage that time, Vic, by Calipat. A little better.
Well, there's no quitting the Hornets, Mike. They came to play.
Oh, God, no. Heck no, they're not.
The Hornets come in with a 7-1 one-loss record.
They've
The
gotta
Vikings
stop-
9-0.
Yes, they've got to stop. If they're going to be in this, they've got to stop Holtville here.
Quick handoff to Hector Sanchez running behind the block of Smith Hilfiger, but he's pushed back by
Let's
the
see where
Hornet
the forward
defense.
progress.
Number 8, Sebastian Lopez, and number 12, free safety,
5
Caleb
yards.
Spence.
5 yards is a good gain. I'll take 5 yards to carry anytime.
2nd and 5.
Little
Cuevas
counteract. There it
hands
is.
off to
There
Arma.
it is. Yep, the counteraction.
Arma shuffling across midfield down to the 44-yard line to pick up a 15 on the play. He has over 1,000 yards rushing.
Oh, he slipped. Slipped. Ice cream.
So Enrique Armas on 87 carries has 1,006 yards coming into tonight's ball game with 15 touchdowns to his credit. And he's just adding to that total. Number 12, Caleb Spence with a stop there, along with number...
What Holtville's basically saying by coming back with this heavy set is, you can score. We're just gonna take and do what we do, and that's what they're doing with this.
Well, they've got 8 offensive
Now the
linemen.
spread. Now the spread.
Oh, no, back to the spread, okay.
Yep.
So they bring Carrillo back in, along with Briseño as the wideouts. Pass out to number 22.
He's gone.
Terrence
He's gone.
Terrell. And he takes it, but there's a penalty flag.
Penalty flag.
Thrown at the 40-yard line at the line of scrimmage.
Wonder if
It
we
might have been an illegal motion.
Could be or a lineman downfield. See what we've got. Motion. Procedure penalty.
So that'll nullify that touchdown pass, catch, and run from Cuevas to Terrell. But it just gave you a flash of the excitement that this Holtville offense can bring to their viewing audience.
Yep.
So it'll be 3rd and 10.
Holtville's not panicking. They're a very sound team.
So spread offense, Alonso Cuevas, joined by Castillo, Briseño, Sanchez, and Carrillo. Armas going out, split out to the far right. Carrillo in motion. Another reverse, fakes the pass, has a receiver downfield, throws to Terrence Terrell.
First down.
And picks up a first down.
Nice play. Very nice.
Excellent pass rush by the Hornets, flushing him out of the pocket. And
what made the play, though, Vic? You said it in the play calling. He pumped, put it away, and then let him get open and boom.
Handoff to Armas up the middle.
Got about 4.
Running behind the blocking of Emiliano Jimenez, Cancillo, and Hilfiger, the guards. Jaden Lopez, number 72, the nose tackle, in to make that stop. Looking downfield, he's got Castillo.
Beautiful pass.
Catches it at the 5 and brought down at the 1-yard line.
He ran a V to the flag.
Angel Maitorena covering on that play. Denying Castillo pay dirt into the end zone.
Beautifully thrown ball.
So for 4:51, I tell you that Cuevas has a beautiful deep touch on the pass.
Yeah, the touch.
So it'll be 1st and goal from the 1. Handoff to number 5, Armas, and that's his 3rd touchdown, rushing touchdown of the ball game.
You know, in football terminology, Vic, he throws what's called a soft ball. It's easy to catch. Easy to catch. He doesn't try to drill everything. That beautiful pass.
So, with 4:35 remaining in the 3rd quarter, the Vikings respond to the opening second half touchdown of the Hornets with a touchdown of their own.
Yep.
And so now they'll go for the 2-point conversion.
Yep. Oh. Yep.
Tonight's game being brought to you by Top Notch Barber, Fresh Fades, always a cutaway, RDO Equipment, nothing runs like a deer, the Brawley Police Foundation, supporting a safe community through partnership with police. We are Valley Sports Network on the NFHS Network. Esquer Realty, the mark of excellence. IID, Imperial Irrigation District, your local public water and energy company. Marianne Valenzuela Findlay, State Farm Insurance Agent in the Imperial Valley. Grasso's Fine Italian Dining Experience. Intercare, improving the health and wellness of our community. The Dom Team, for business, residential, and farmland real estate. IV Welding and Mechanical, industrial welding contractor. La Fonda Bar and Grill with our friend Tony Camacho. Mike, take the call.
Hey, pooch kick again into the open area. And great coverage by the Vikings.
That was number 44, Castillo, number 25.
Yeah. if you're going to, you know, when
Langdon
I was at
Cullum.
Calipat, Vic, we had numbered areas in the back 1, 2, and 3, middle area 4, 5, and 6, and the front was 7, 8, and 9. And if the 7, 8, and 9 was the onside kick, but we would look and see and tell our punters, or our kickoff men, pardon me, the open area, and we would just call out that number, and that's where he would kick it to. And that's what this pooch kick is doing, is hitting that open area, allowing the coverage to get down there.
You know, Brawley used to run that on every kickoff to the same spot, and they'd have their fastest defenders beating the offensive performer to the ball and recovering, you know, 50% of the time.
Well, on the kickoff team, from the kicker going out, you'd number the men 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you get out there to number 5, 4, and 3. Those were your fastest people on each side.
Well, the Holtville Vikings, a very well-coached team under the direction of Jason Turner. What say you, Mike?
Oh, God, yes. I'll tell you, he's done a superb job. He's got an excellent staff, and it's evident. Look at the record.
So the Hornets a little quick off the gun, and an offside penalty. It'll move them back 5 yards. So make it 2nd and about 12.
I can guarantee you one thing about a Jason Turner team. They're not going to enter a football game unprepared. That's for sure.
Well, you know, these players have all adapted to their roles and have accepted it wholeheartedly.
Yes.
And that's a masterful job in coaching in itself. Hawk with the carry, rolling out to his left, tries to cut back, but brought down immediately by number 34, Luis Mariano Diaz. Diaz with 77 tackles coming into tonight's ball game, and from his linebacking position, he's an assassin there. You know, you're not going to find a running back or a receiver get past him.
No, absolutely not. They're very sound on both sides of the ball.
Well, the offensive line for the Calipatria Hornets with center Brandon Vargas, guards Villarreal and Gonzalez, and the tackles Lopez and Vogt have had their hands full trying to deal with the front
But they
four.
have had spurts, Vic, where they've moved. You know, they've beaten the Vikings off the ball up front, but there's no continuity to it.
Well, the Calipatria Hornets
That's a
with 2:17 remaining in the third quarter couldn't find the handle on the ball, and so they cough it up. A costly turnover deep in their own territory as the offensive-minded Vikings don't need any help.
No. You can't do that. Nope.
And it looks like they're going back to their big offense, as you call it, the big formation, with 8 offensive linemen.
Yep.
Armas, the lone running back, and you're going with Apodaca, Trujillo, Suarez, Jimenez, Cancillo, Sievert, Felix, everybody weighing at least 230 to 290.
No wonder he called it his heavy set. Tell you what, you don't want to get behind those guys in a buffet line.
That's right. We'll be back with more in a minute on Valley Sports Network.
October is here with spine-chilling deals at Al Centro Motors. Drive away in a 2024 Ford Bronco with an APR as low as 3.9% plus up to $2,000 cash back on select models. Or if you prefer, get a 2024 F-150 with an APR as low as 1.9% $1,000 cash back and an extra $1,000 when you trade in your vehicle. And remember, if you don't come see us first, we can't save you any money. It's just that easy at Al Centro Motors.
Casbros, it's that time of year again. Team shirt options are available and ready to go out for adult, youth, and toddler sizes. Call us and let us know how we can help at 760-550-6878.
Tell you what.
We're back live here at Birger Field. The Vikings taking over on a fumble recovery. 2:08 remaining. Fake handoff.
Oh, wide
open receiver downfield. That's number 22.
Off the
Terrence
heavy set.
Carrillo.
Yes.
And it was off the heavy set, the big formation.
And
where
end is out.
Alonso Cuevas, the quarterback, number 4, fakes the dive to Enrique Armas. The Calipat defense bit, and all alone was number 22, Terrell.
Uh-oh.
So the Vikings, with 2:03 remaining, there's a penalty flag on the player. They're going to call that back, or will it be assessed at the kickoff?
Probably on the kickoff, because he motioned to touchdown.
Well, they're playing the school fight song, so.
Yep.
And they're setting the ball up at the 3-yard line. Mike, how difficult is it for a program to develop a place kicker and a kicking game?
I tell you, Vic, it's big. I don't know how many games that you see where they're lost by a point, a miss. A kicker, extremely valuable.
Well, a botch snap there in shotgun formation, and Hector Sanchez picks it up at the feet of quarterback Alonso Cuevas and is pulled down from behind. So that 2-point conversion unsuccessful. So with 2:03 remaining, Holtville 42, Calipat 12. We'll be back with more in a minute on VSN.
Imperial Flying Service, taking care of the entire Imperial Valley with all your aviation fuel needs. Imperial Flying Service is a proud supporter of our U.S. military, the aviation community, and all Imperial Valley communities.
At Burgers and Beer, our customers are like family. Let's hear what a few of them have to say about us.
We're here at Burger and Beer with the best burgers in town.
We get to sit together and enjoy the great food.
I like from Burgers and Beer is in the lemonade.
For the fresh iced tea, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
This is wonderful, very fast, very efficient.
I love the great food and family environment.
I love the burgers and the customer service.
So come and see us and find out for yourself at Burgers and Beer.
Ojeda Industries is here to offer solutions with exceptional products and services for all your agricultural, industrial, and power transmission needs. It's Ojeda Industries, hydraulic repair service in Brawley at 1698 Jones Street.
We're back here at Birger Field as we get set for a Viking kickoff by number 5, Enrique Armas. The penalty was assessed on the kickoff, picked up by Dominic Hawk.
There it was.
And brought out of bounds by number 30. Number 34. As cooler heads prevail here on the Holtville sideline. A little frustration there, Mike.
Yes. Yep. You can't do it. That dog don't hunt. You don't do that. No.
So the referees will talk to both teams to try to get them under control. There's too much at stake here.
I tell you what, I was surprised they didn't flag that. They've kept the game pretty tight, but I was surprised that they did not flag that. But apparently he's having a little chat with them right now.
Well, that's a sign of a seasoned veteran referee in Gene Martin.
Yep.
You know, they're not going to put up with that nonsense.
No,
and they're here to play the game.
And the thing is, Vic, if you get ejected, just think you're going into the playoffs, 2 games.
Well, now it's a 2-game penalty.
I'm pretty sure it's 2 games.
And it's challenge. Well, we have a running clock now since the score is by more than 25 points. And so it'll be that way the rest of the game. Dominic Hawk rolling out to his left. Beautiful pass picked up by Juan Perez, number 1, out on the flat. And good enough for a first down as they move those chains. So that could be the last play of the third quarter with this running clock.
Yeah, it will be. You know, you were talking about the kicker a while ago, Vic. Besides a place kicker, a punter, a good punter, can win you ball games.
And not only that, a good long snapper as well is essential.
That's what I did.
We'll be back with more in a minute on VSN.
Call us at 760-623-7299.
Las Chabelas Restaurant. Enjoy a taste of our authentic Mexican cuisine. Located at 749 South Brawley Avenue in Brawley, California. Join us for our Catacall events starting Thursday, November 7th with a live acoustic set from Kelly and Lorenzo. Friday, Catacall kickoff party with La Cachimba. Saturday, Los Chatos. And on Sunday, Rodeo Tardeada with the legendary Los Continentales.
We're back here at Birger Field with a score 42-12 as the fourth quarter is just underway. It'll be a running clock since the score's 42-12, a 30-point spread. And you know, Mike, I have to compliment the Holtville High School marching band.
Excellent.
Here for, you know, they're not big in numbers, but an outstanding drum line. And the impressive thing about it is 90% of the drummers are female, you know, and man, can they keep a rhythm and keep it going, entertaining the audience.
Excellent job. Excellent.
So they're still in shotgun formation. Dominic Hawk handing off to Potter. Potter spins his way for 5 yards, maybe 4.
Now see, there's an example. If you got good surge from the offensive line at the attack point, but as I said earlier, you got to do that play after play. You can't do it once or twice and then take a play or two off. It's got to be every play.
You know, Mike, there used to be an old adage where they used to say, if they beat us, it's because they're better than us, not because we're giving them the game.
Yep. Yeah, if you're going to get beat, you make it to where their Jimmies and Joes are better than your Jimmies and Joes.
Well, that Jimmy not only pulled a Joe, but Dominic Hawk rolling out to his right, which is difficult because he's a left-hander, throwing from the southpaw side of the ball, and he wasn't able to find a receiver, so with a burst of speed, he was able to cross midfield and take the ball to the 38-yard line.
Tell you, that young man's a heck of an athlete. He really is.
Jalen Fong, during our halftime interview, indicated that he was in the scoring lead with touchdowns, 28 on the season, coming into tonight's ball game in the San Diego CIF section.
All right.
So he's averaging 4 touchdowns a game.
He is a tremendous athlete. He really is.
Fakes the handoff, gets away from that rush.
They brought the house on that one. Yeah, Holtville stepped the backers up, and they brought the house.
Well, the Holtville defense showing no mercy as they're pinning their ears back and just
Here we
bringing
come.
them on.
Yep.
So on a play like that, what would you call, like a screenplay?
The only if you've already got the play set and you can't change it, the only thing you can do is you've got to block inside gaps.
Hand off to Potter, gets to the outside. Jordan racing, the 30, the 20, the 10.
He's
touchdown. Where has this guy been hiding?
Wow.
You know, don't tell me he's like was busy tying his shoelaces at halftime. And finally came out.
Got good speed.
Anyway, he takes the ball 38 yards down the far sideline in front of the Calipat bench for a much-needed score, making it a more respectable 42-18 as they get set.
That guy had good speed, my God.
Good speed and power.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you could run through a shower and not get wet.
So the clock running, 7:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
You know, both teams have got good speed, team speed.
Well, if you like offensive football, we've seen it tonight. And if you like the good hard hitting on Smash Mouth football on defense, we have that as well. Bettis trying to get to the outside.
Not going to
and
make
he's
it.
Brought down by number 34, Luis Mariano Diaz.
Yep. That was an example of the defensive end, the outside linebacker and corner on that side staying home.
Staying home, but they showed exceptional lateral speed as well.
Yep.
And utilized the sideline as a defensive ally. So with 6:55 remaining, here in the fourth quarter, Holtville 42, Calipat 18. Tonight's game also brought to you by Burgers and Beer. Best burgers in town, CR&R Incorporated, the face of a greener generation. Havens Landscaping, for all your landscaping material needs. Reach Medical Response Service, Medical Transportation Service. Ojeda Industries, Hydraulic Service and Repair. Imperial Flying Service, proud sponsors of our U.S. military. The El Centro Police Department, dedicated to serve our community. Imperial Valley College, proud sponsor of VSN's live stream. And Driscoll's Custom Embroidery and Letterman Jackets. Another kickoff by Enrique Armas goes to number 22.
Missed tackle.
44, excuse me. That was Juan Carlos Castillo. And describe that kickoff return.
55 had a shot at him at back, way back, but missed him. He broke that, and boom.
So the Vikings will take over with 5 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter at their 40-yard line. They're going with their spread offense, Mike.
Yep.
The spread formation.
Yep.
Carrillo split to the near side. Let's see if he runs a fly pattern. There he goes.
Yep. Post. Deep post.
And overthrown.
Yep. He had a step. And
but he was open.
And on the other side, you had receivers open.
This game also being brought to you by South Cali Air for all your air conditioning needs. As the Vikings come out of the huddle, Cuevas in shotgun formation, hands off to number 25.
That's Landon Kellum.
Landon Kellum running hard where it took 4 Hornets to try to bring him down.
Another member of Coach Turner's stable of good running backs.
Well, Kellum with 56 carries for 365 yards and 4 touchdowns. Another pass.
No, he wasn't open then. Double covered.
Double covered.
Not open at all.
It was already predetermined that he was going to throw to Carrillo, come hell or high water.
Yep. There wasn't no trying to fool anybody on that.
Desert RV and Towing, 24 Towing and Off-Road Recovery, Casbros, custom t-shirts, signs and banners. We'll give you the rest of our sponsors after this play. Cuevas dropping back,
great
has a
protection.
receiver. Oh, Castillo trying to get the call instead of trying to make the reception.
I didn't see Vic if he was grabbed. I was watching the pass protection, which was excellent. I didn't see. Okay.
He was more busy worried about the non-call than trying to catch the pass. He could have walked it into the end zone.
He was still there.
So the Hornets will take over on downs. That play brought to you by Hart Insurance, full service insurance agency. Johnny's Burritos, Imperial Valley Tradition. Keystone HR with Robbie Herrera. Alford Distributing, family owned and operated business since 1947. El Centro Motors. Visit the team at El Centro Motors for your next truck, car, or SUV. And Trotter, not able to find any daylight there on that running play. Arctic Air, dependable AC repairs and service you can trust. We are Valley Sports Network on the National Federation of High School Sports Network.
Vic, we're under 2 minutes to play.
Ladies and gentlemen, this broadcast is the sole property of VSN, the Valley Sports Network. Any reproduction or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the owners is strictly prohibited. Well, Mike, any comments in the final 2 minutes?
No, it's we've talked about, that Holtville took advantage of big plays, and they've stepped up just like their great defense.
And that was number 43, Fernando Urim, only a junior. 59 tackles coming into the game. A penalty flag on the play. Was there unnecessary roughness? Or do they call it personal foul now? I was using a 1960s terminology.
Yeah, you're right. But it's getting a little chippy out there, and it's just been a game dominated by Holtville. It has. There were spurts that Calipat, and I'll give them credit. There were spurts, but there was a lack of consistency.
Well, Calipat put up a fight.
Yes.
And they made Holtville play their best.
Yep.
And it's evident that they brought out the best with the 42 points on the scoreboard. Holtville came into the game averaging over 51 points per game and only giving up an average of 4 points a game.
And, and Holtville played very consistent tonight. That's where Calipat did not. And that's the game.
Well, Mike, any closing thoughts?
Holtville, as I said the whole season as I watched them, they're for real. People better get used to it. They're an excellent ball club. Calipat, an excellent ball club, but they just ran into a Holtville team that was better than them tonight.
Well, thank you, Mike, and I really enjoyed being on air with you with your color commentary and your keen insight. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd also like to thank all our viewers for tuning in on VSN. Our halftime guest, Jalen Fong, from KYMA, our program director, Will Torres at VSN Sports.net, the Valley Sports Network. Our technicians in the booth, headed by Joaquin Matus. And of course, the people that make our broadcast possible, all the sponsors that have been read off in tonight's broadcast.
Vic, it's been an honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for what was a great night for football on a Thursday here at the carrot capital of the world as the Holtville Vikings claim outright the Desert League title with a 3-0 record and remain undefeated, going 10-0 as they get ready for the CIF playoffs that will be next week. So join us tomorrow night as the Brawley Wildcats will host the Central Spartans in the Bell game, and in Calexico, Valley Sports South with John Moreno and Bulldog Media will be presenting the Calexico Vincent Memorial Battle for the Border. And that all takes place tomorrow night. So ladies and gentlemen, join us tomorrow from the Chocolate Mountains to the Sea of Cortez, all along the border on a Friday night, when VSN, the Valley Sports Network, your source for Imperial Valley sports. So for Mike Swearingen, this is Vic Carrillo saying good night.
The same fella, Hector Perez,